The man raised his hand.
I wish to show you the past, humanity's bloody, catastrophic events. You will soon understand the purpose. Since you distrust my visions, let us examine history you can verify in your books. It is sad you trust human scholars over a god's testimony.
A finger snap, another mental jolt. I stood between two clashing armies. Men armed with spears and swords slaughtered each other, screams and cries echoing. The sound of clashing blades filled the air, rivers of blood staining the ground.
The Third Battle of Panipat. Approximately 70,000 corpses littered this soil.
Thousands of men fought, shields deflecting blows. One side gained dominance. A whistling sound echoed over the bodies. A rain of arrows struck the combatants, piercing them. Another cavalry army appeared on the horizon, charging the battlefield. Hundreds of spearmen braced for the unexpected assault. I lost track of sides, attackers, defenders, all were painted in blood. As horses were impaled and riders trampled spearmen, the scene froze. I was drenched in blood.
You witness only the beginning of the battle.
Days flashed by. I stood in a field with thousands of men kneeling, some in torn robes, others naked. Cries and screams echoed in my mind as if from the heavens, the sound of men being tortured and executed.
After the battle, many were captured. Men, women, children. Everything was condemned to a terrible end.
I stood surrounded by corpses. Silence replaced the desperate screams.
Countless battles scarred history. This was one. I will show you others equally horrendous.
Another snap. I stood on a riverbank, a large army surrounding a smaller group near the water. The troops clashed fiercely. Horses, spears, bows, swords. Men were beheaded and dismembered. Blood gushed into the river with every sword stroke.
The Battle of the Daya River. Crystal waters turned red. Thousands of bodies floated downstream.
A blink, and I was elsewhere, flying over trees. The river was visible in the distance. A roar echoed across the field. Men shouted from harpists. Hundreds of armored elephants marched toward a large army dividing to engage. Spearmen stood ready. The sound of drawn bowstrings was the last I heard before a soldier's scream. Amid the chaos, I followed each man, fiercely gripping his sword. The charging cavalry divided, attacking the flanks. Some spearmen relocated to reinforce the defense as the armored elephants advanced. A scream! A cloud of arrows darkened the sky, their sharp points felling elephant drivers. Some animals fled. Others continued their march, leaving corpses in their wake. The battle reached the river. Just as I thought the bloodshed was ending, cavalry emerged from all sides, attacking the remaining troops and elephants. Tens of thousands of men were cornered by the river, beheaded. Their heads sank into the deepening red water. An apocalyptic scene, a sea of corpses, smoke, a bloody river. Another snap. I saw an army engulfed by a powerful current from a destroyed dam. In the distance, an army advanced on the few survivors.
The Battle of Salsu. Over 300,000 men drowned.
I felt as if I were among the bodies, pushed by the current, though I was far away, flying over the destroyed dam. Yet I'd felt the cold water shaking me. A blink, and I was surrounded by corpses, hearing nearby moans. Soldiers passed with spears, ignoring pleas for mercy, piercing everyone. Blood gushed from the spear shafts. The men laughed, killing all survivors. Another snap. I saw a large army besieging a kingdom. Soldiers held the gates. Others defended the walls, but the attackers pressed the siege. After days without supplies, the defenders surrendered. Thousands died by the sword. Screams echoed from the remnants of the city walls. Despite surrender, the troops brutalized soldiers and civilians. I saw hidden children, women, and elderly, but there was no salvation. The troops found them and advanced on the defenseless. Stop! I can't bear this horror! I covered my eyes, turning away, begging for it to end. But my ears seemed to see. My mind materialized the atrocities. Screams echoed in my head until the moans ceased.
Such scenes repeated endlessly throughout history. The siege of Baghdad, thousands of civilian deaths, just one of many brutal wars. As you see, compared to today's world, humanity has evolved.
Humanity? Evolved? Rage choked me. We haven't evolved at all. I know we caused past catastrophes, but that doesn't diminish current ones. And Hitler, the Second World War, is that evolution? He was another example of humanity's horror, just as the Second World War was an era where evil men gained power. Hitler was terrible, but not alone. Many beside him were equally or more depraved. He moved us to a calm location.
See beyond that road? A Nazi concentration camp. One of humanity's worst atrocities, committed by men who called themselves scientists. In science's name, they performed horrors. The Nazi end was clear: self-destruction. Believe me, men as evil as Hitler existed before and after him. The difference is how much power society grants these potential catastrophes. But historically, such terrible events are decreasing. The ratio of potential human horrors to virtuous men has fallen dramatically because many, like you, work, live, and empathize with the suffering.
Impossible! News today is filled with disasters, wars, death, and disease. Nothing's improving.
Your current reality pales in comparison to the past. Your perception is magnified by intensive media coverage. I repeat, humanity is improving.
Nuclear weapons, mass destruction. How is that improvement if we seek self-destruction?
You possess the capacity for self-destruction, a power of free will. You can modify everything you touch, build or destroy. Despite this power, it hasn't happened. You decide whether to continue, to use your power to dominate others, or evolve together through agreements, focusing on your needs and weaknesses, improving society. I intend to return, to walk with you again, guiding your evolution. But as I said, it depends more on you than on me.
This free will you gave us is the root of all misery. Can't you see you're to blame?
You are looking in the wrong direction. Free will enables not only atrocities, but also wonders and good deeds. When many grant power to one person, they transfer their free will to a representative who can use it for good or evil. If you focus on good causes and people, society evolves. The opposite is also true. This demonstrates evolution. Power was once transferred through violence and force, now mostly through unity, democracy. This is near optimal evolution. Progress depends on all people.
If it depends on us, why did you walk among us and why did it fail each time? What do you see in us to help? What did we do to deserve such misery?
My first example is the Arabs, whom I mentioned because they listened and learned from me. But over time, seeking to propagate my knowledge and glorify my existence, they saw opportunities for advantage over others. Envy and greed always corrupt human thought. They propagated ideas I never taught, made demands I never required. Worst, they killed for rights I never granted. I tried to stop them, but they no longer wanted me. They wanted things they called me but were not. They worshipped their own egos, believing it was the creator within them.
As I recall, Arabs had great scientific evolution, then stagnated.
Exactly. With me, they evolved. Without me, they stagnated. They rejected me. Their deities became themselves. They wanted their lives, power, knowledge. I gave it willingly. Watching them grow was magnificent, but seeing them fall to ambition revealed the sadness of human desire. They used my name as a crown, imposing their desires and obligations on others who heard of me.
They distorted the creator's idea to control believers? Nothing has changed. I don't want to discuss modern religious disgrace. I want to know what we need for you to be with us for real evolution.
You must choose goodness independently. See the world as your home, everything around you as valuable, your fellow humans as yourselves. Love is creation's answer. If you love others as yourselves, humanity will become welcoming, offering opportunities to the disadvantaged. With universal cooperation, evolution in all areas is possible.
Do you believe that's possible?
It depends largely on you. The future is uncertain, but your existence is secure for now if you continue evolving.
You keep saying it depends on us. You're here stating that all humanity must change its worldview. I don't represent society, nor do I want to. World leaders disgust me. Why did you bring me here?
Finally, a question about yourself. You know who you are, what you want from life, yet you doubt your potential as a teacher.
I'm a university professor and researcher, a mere philosopher. After graduating and working, I just want a peaceful life.
Have you achieved it?
How can anyone find peace in such a disordered world?
So peace isn't in your achievements or livelihood.
Peace eludes me because the world's grandeur and its oppressive weight on society torment me.
That is why I came to your window. You recognize the problem, know history and science intimately. You have immense potential as an agent of peace and global awareness.
Of the world? I'm just a teacher.
If people understood their potential, they wouldn't doubt the greatness they can achieve. After all I've shown you, the universe's scale and complexity, I've devoted significant attention to humanity. Why? You are unaware of your power to create and modify what the Creator allows. Do you still believe you lack the potential to rise from the deepest abyss and reach the heavens?
Frankly, I believe humanity has immense capacity, but it's directed towards evil.
Can you not direct your capacity towards good? Be an influencer, guiding society to channel its experts accordingly.
A teacher only influences students under his tutelage.
Your unseen potential is like the man rising from the abyss to the sky. You're on the verge of decisions that could alter society's course.
I don't see it. How can I alter society? Well, then show me. Darkness, the sound of opening doors, people walking around me, then silence. What's happening? I'm surrounded, but I can't see. My vision cleared slowly, still blurry. I strained to see until I heard a man's voice. Wait, I'm hearing myself. My vision sharpened instantly. I was in a classroom, seated among my students. The man beside me. The confusion of seeing myself speak tangled my thoughts. Recovering, I found my other self staring directly at me, eyes wide, unblinking, not breathing. A weight pressed on my throat.
Don't worry, he cannot see us. These chairs are empty. It's crowded today. Students from other classes came. Luckily, these seats were free, or we'd be watching from the door.
When did this happen? I don't recall other classes visiting.
It hasn't.
What?
This is the future.
But if you can't predict our futures, how can you show me mine?
This is the future extrapolated from the present. If everyone here and those involved continue as intended, this will be your class tomorrow.
What if someone changes their mind?
Depending on who and how, it could mean someone sitting elsewhere or everyone dead outside this room. Dead?
My stomach churned. I scanned the room, twisting in my chair, remembering every face, their laughter, their voices echoing in my mind. The thought of their potential deaths formed a knot in my throat. Tears streamed down my face.
Don't despair. Such drastic change is unlikely. Tomorrow will likely resemble today. For example, see Elise? She has a cold, sneezing all class because she visited her sick brother yesterday.
I heard her sneeze, but something else caught my attention. My other self in front of the class wore a slight smile. Why am I smiling at a sneeze?
Tomorrow you'll understand. Of course, she might not come if she chooses to rest.
My mind was cluttered, nauseated, burdened.
Breathe. These sensations need not persist. Remember our journey. Is this not enough to stabilize you?
My heart raced. Heavy remorse filled my chest.
Be calm. I brought you here to show you who you're teaching. My vision moved through the classroom,
Floating over heads, spinning to the front, the man pointed.
See Elise? She will pursue political science, aiming to lead the UN. She has great potential and sees you as a university role model. That's why she came despite her cold.
He pointed across the room.
In the back is Marcos, quiet but attentive. He excels in philosophy and has a writing gift. His potential is to author books and articles impacting society, influencing his generation.
He moved behind me, speaking near my ear.
In front is an exemplary astronomy student. She's been studying for 5 years, graduating soon. She plans to join NASA, collaborating on universal observations. She's here today to request thesis guidance on astronomy's societal impact.
He pointed beside her. I saw a friend, a physical chemistry professor.
Your friend Lucas will soon become this university's director. He has a broad social vision for student and public awareness. Young, he could direct other universities applying similar concepts. Crucially, he sees you as an example and wants you as his right hand in an educational program for needy families, maximizing student potential, leveling upward.
What about those who can't develop well? Are they discarded?
You know we cannot ignore anyone, regardless of physical or intellectual traits. That's why your role as Lucas's right hand is vital. Everyone has immense capacity, a gift. Through observation, students can be relocated to excel elsewhere.
So dividing the class is important from that perspective.
Dividing by knowledge, but uniting in humanity's evolution, each contributing differently.
No contribution is valueless. Regardless of work, everyone can cooperate in maintenance and growth, reflecting social equality if all contribute without corruption.
This is achievable with the collaboration of everyone here today.
Sorry, but I'm stuck on one thought. If I'm with people who can change the world, how can you guarantee this future, since it's unknown to you?
The future is unknown, but the present is real. Current potentials indicate society's direction.
And I'm responsible for creating these potentials?
You already are. You're part of their lives, as they are of yours. Otherwise, why cry at their potential deaths?
But how can I change the world with one classroom?
When did you imagine learning such specific universal creation and history details? I brought you here so you understand your knowledge and teaching can change the world, proving scientific truths, changing students' realities, eternalizing words in books. These are just a few students with great potential. Look at this auditorium size, the possibilities, the changes starting here.
So you took me to creation's confines to direct great minds here, so they believe I travel universes through words.
You can show everyone that society can evolve further, that the universe is vast, and that humanity is greater than all universes combined.
If I struggle to believe what I saw, how can I make them believe? I exclaimed.
You need only show each one their growth direction. Each here can see part of what I showed you, making others see beyond that. Thus, what you saw with me becomes truth, Knowledge builds over generations. Through it, society improves. Via politics, social interaction, philosophy, or science. Some words, eternalized, can improve the world's course.
Flashes filled my vision. Those students as influential leaders, awarded for discoveries, speaking my name in speeches. More, I saw crowds citing my friends and students, celebrating discoveries and human progress.
This could be the future.
A teacher's hard work fruiting. I was still processing the visions, barely hearing him. Another snap? The room was empty. Silence cleared my mental clutter.
Do you understand your power? More, do you believe humanity can change everything?
I understand an educator's power and how we influence our future.
You know that despite this journey, the potential remains true. Even without knowing creation's mysteries or human evolution, you as a teacher hold your students' lives. More, you influence those they teach, those who read their books. Not just you, every person has power and potential.
I also know this potential can be misused.
Do not let always transcend the past or the future. Don't let the past prevent transforming your students' minds.
How can I ignore the history I know?
Remember what you saw today. Focus on the future, not yours or your circles, but society's potential evolution.
You showed me a future present here, yet say it can change. How can you be sure it won't?
Society is vast and complex. An action's chain reaction is hard to break. Everything you do today echoes eternally. You may not be remembered, but others will live by your act's echo.
So this is a simulation based on past events?
It's not a simulation. It's the future. I didn't create this with variables. I moved through time, and we are above the future.
So your future predicting power is like this.
Omniscience.
How do you modify it?
Here, it's difficult. Everything was created by humans with free will, but exceptions exist. Lost objects. I can move or remove them. I can also make new things appear. Never seen or touched by humans, their future is malleable to my power.
So free will is the power to modify the present permanently? And you, God, can't change that.
Do you still doubt your potential, your students, your friends? Remember the history I showed you. Evil men did terrible things, still affecting your reality, just as good men greatly contributed to society's evolution. Don't think a past man had more potential than you or anyone. Everyone has the same power. The difference is its use.
How can I prove everything you say is true, that I have such power?
You need not prove anything. You are a teacher, an influencer. A leader has great power to change, but a societal influencer can inspire thousands of leaders with thoughts and teachings.
But how can I believe it's true that I can use what I saw to change the world?
It's simple. Return to your life and believe.
The man raised his right hand and snapped his fingers. Darkness. I opened my eyes. The alarm clock blared in the distance. Daylight filled the room. I sat up startled, disoriented. My mind was reeling. My vision was blurred. Gradually, my faculties returned, and I realized I had just woken up. I fell asleep quickly for once, but with a dream like that, it must have been deep. I reached for the nightstand to silence the alarm. My hand swept through empty air, and I nearly tumbled out of bed. Where's the alarm clock? I sat up, searching properly. I thought it had fallen. The sound was muffled. My head spun. I leaned over the mattress, feeling under the bed. Nothing. I stood, disoriented, searching until my eyes fell on the window. The window was open. Curtains swaying gently and the morning breeze flowing into my room. 7 o'clock. The alarm clock sat on the windowsill. My vision cleared instantly. My heart pounded, seeing that small, impossible detail from my dreams. It can't be. I could have sleepwalked, but not since I was 13. I rushed to my computer,
remembering the wars the man had mentioned. What were they? Battle of Salsu. I opened a tab. Panapat War. Another. Daya River War. Another. Siege of Baghdad. I read about each battle. The Siege of Baghdad, the Daya River, the Third Battle of Panapat, the Battle of Salsu. Memories stormed my mind. My stomach churned at the recalled atrocities. My mind spun, remembering every detail. The universe, that man. I should go to work. Maybe the subway ride to the university will clear my head. I packed my things, flashes of the dream haunting me. I brushed my teeth, the universe livid in my mind. I dressed, the image of the pillars of creation's destruction reverberating. I rushed out, barely remembering to lock the door. My mind was so cluttered with dream memories, I hardly registered my journey, but I found myself seated on an empty subway bench. My head throbbed painfully. I couldn't think straight. Barely aware of my surroundings, a familiar voice echoed in my mind.
Breathe. You will return to your world.
I inhaled deeply, as if drawing all the air from the subway car into my lungs. Exhaling, a weight lifted from my head. Lucidity returned. The subway was stopping at my station. I walked out calmly, heading to the university. Entering my room, I grabbed the auditorium key. My class started in 5 minutes. My mind was serene. I walked to the auditorium, hearing footsteps and muffled voices. Arriving, I saw a crowd of students and teachers waiting. I opened the door with a strange déjà vu, leaving me disoriented. I organized my materials on the desk. I looked up, greeting everyone. The auditorium was truly packed. My gaze swept the room, fixing on 2 empty chairs. It can't be. I was there. A sneeze. I located the source, Elise, wiping her nose with a tissue. A wave of happiness washed over me. In that moment, everything became clear. The vastness of the universe, the weight of human history, the burden of free will, it all converged into this single point of understanding. I looked at their faces, each one a universe of potential, and knew with absolute certainty that the power to change humanity's course wasn't in some distant divine intervention, but right here, in this room, in every mind waiting to be awakened. Today, I'll introduce this class discussing education, its history and evolution in humanity. But more, I wish to highlight education's power in humanity, its influence on great leaders, and a healthy civilization's growth. Want to dive deeper into incredible stories? Check out author Thiago Saza's books, available on Amazon Kindle. Beyond these philosophical reflections, you'll find action-packed adventures, gripping mysteries, and extraordinary tales. If you enjoyed this philosophical journey and were captivated by these revelations, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who's also searching for answers about life and our place in the universe.